Where I don't remember you initially talked about your portfolio and you had I think a couple of million in Tesla. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
something like that.
you're all in all the way, right? What
Well, since 2016, almost every spare cent that I've earned, and technically now, when you consider the shares I did hold and then sold and bought Tesla,
yeah,
everything that I've earned and then some because of the equity as well has gone into
equity,
Tesla.
yeah.
So it's not just income, but yeah, equity from real estate from that period of time as well.
Do you then have a prediction for Tesla stock price in 2030?
Yeah, I model things out. I mean, I don't predict what the stock price will be, but I do have some different scenarios. If they produce this many vehicles and the margins this, if they do this much in software revenue and they do this much in terms of profit, here's where the stock is. But it's all just an exercise in intellectual wankery because we don't know exactly what the numbers will be.
Yeah.
I just probabilistically try and guess what the company looks like in terms of earnings and revenue and put a reasonable multiple on that. And yeah,
If I was to hold a gun to your head,
hmm.
what would be your number for 2030?
No, I don't actually know what it is. I mean, I put different scenarios into my evaluation model, and whatever the output is, it is. But I don't focus on what is the fair value estimate. I just go, well, how many vehicles are they probably going to do? What's the take rate on FSD? My best guess, probably it's like a 10x from where we are or more from where we are today. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If you guys want to see, go to check out my Patreon. It's on there. I don't know what it is
Yeah.
because
So you
I'm not
do a
focused on the output. I'm just focused on the inputs. What's my worst case scenario for production, for revenue from software? How many people are taking on FSD? How many robotaxi fares? How many cents per mile? I just plug that all into the different scenarios, and then it makes an output. But I don't remember what the output is because I don't care. I'm more just trying to model the different probabilistic sort of scenarios, worst case, best case. So I couldn't tell you. Well, my Patreon subscribers can tell you. It's on there. I don't pay attention to it.
okay. So
Yeah.
it can fluctuate based on
Oh,
those
quite
numbers.
dramatically. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, if for example, if the robotaxi fleet is a year late to start deploying or a couple of years later, that has a dramatic effect over the next sort of 10 years because the bigger the fleet, the more fares that are happening on robotaxi, the more
Yeah.
revenue, and it's very high margin revenue. That can have a dramatic effect. The overall shape for Tesla, I think that the company valuation wise now many, 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 many times what it is today in the future. But the exact timing on that, don't know. And the thing with autonomy is it's such a needle mover. There's so much leverage in terms of the profits that that will bring in that
Yeah.
if that shifts a couple of years into the future or a little bit closer, it has a huge effect over the near term, but long term roughly ends up in the same place.
Interesting that the robotaxi event was paused from August to October. What's your take on that? Is there what do you
Well,
think?
well, Elon said that he just wanted to make some design changes.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's the boss. He says, listen, bitches, we need to make some changes. They make the changes. Don't know what it was. It could have been anything to do with the doors, the boot, or I don't even know what you call that in
Yeah.
the US, the trunk,
Yeah.
or something along those lines. But yeah, it didn't seem to be a major thing. It's just a design change. And obviously, if you're going to make a design change, you've got to update your prototypes. And yeah, you can't just do that overnight.